Despite public education and efforts to combat fraud, data shows the problem isn't getting any better, and in some instances, it's actually getting worse. In the first 9 months of this year, Ontarians lost $193 million to fraud, which is on track to surpass last year's losses of $221 million. But those numbers are actually much higher because the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre says only about 5 to 10% of victims actually report fraud. Keeping that in mind, the number of reported fraud incidents has more than doubled between 2014 and 2024 to 71,700 last year, according to Statistics Canada. I spoke with Vanessa Yafola, an anti-fraud consultant, and she says it's unclear when or how those numbers will improve.
When you have this kind of volume and when you don't have the necessary resources and long-term ability to develop expertise in a really fast-changing electronic landscape, it becomes an uphill battle for the police. So I'm not sure that there's much cause for optimism these days in the fraud sphere.
The data also shows in the rare event police lay a fraud charge, the majority of the time the case ends up being tossed. Here are the numbers. Last year, only 7% of fraud investigations in Ontario resulted in police laying charges, and in the 2023-2024 fiscal year, 58% of the time charges were stayed or withdrawn, compared to 46% a decade earlier. We asked the Ontario Crown Attorneys Association about this, and the president told us cases are getting tossed due to a lack of resources to deal with more complex fraud cases, a post-pandemic backlog, and overworked crowns who manage 100 to 200 cases each.
When there aren't enough resources, crowns are put in the unenviable position of having to prioritize. And it's not something that we want to do. Every criminal offence has an impact on someone somewhere.
Ontario's Ministry of the Attorney General said by 2028 it would have spent $500 million to address court backlogs, adding 52 new judges and hiring 700 more prosecutors, victim support, and court staff. Angelina King, CBC News, Toronto.